away for a second. Never fails. Trying to turn it down. All right, folks, welcome back. I told you I'd be back. I'm just running a little late tonight. Had a very busy day today, so let's get into the show. And while we're doing this, take a moment to welcome you all and thank you all for taking a moment of your precious time to be with this precious family, even in replay. So, as you can see, this is our thumbnail right here, captured right here. Two little objects. Pretty good image right there that was captured. Let me get rid of that song. Okay, so the other satellite imagery is a little messed up today, but we were able to capture this image over here at Stereo A. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it back here to our, zoom back out first, and pull up the 18th, and we'll do our regular thing here. Let this data load up, and you can see it's a little jumpy and there's not all the data. So you can see this event unfolding down here, but the rest of it's missing. All right, we only have 39 frames of data, so there's not much really to look at or to zoom in on. So that's why I was over here at Stereo A. But before we go back, let's take a little peek into the 19th already, and you can see this. Well, the teardrop effect of some of our something moving away here. All right, it's the tail end of event, and we have this crisscrossing field lines right here. This lattice work, or I forget what to call it. Help me, Lord. Almost kind of like webbing or something. I'll look up the terminology again, but you can see these magnetic field lines crisscrossing. Crochet, that's what it is, a magnetic crochet behind it there. All right, so that might, never know, that might cause problems itself, just that magnetic crochet effect. We'll see what direction this one's heading here in a little bit. You can see that there's some kind of little something in there, right there. Okay, over on this side, you can see it, dark patch. You can see it right in there, and plasma going around it. And then here you can make out, well, let me back up the frame. You see a little dot right up there is another one. You can even see this one trailing in this lattice work in the the wake of this CME. So let's go forward a little bit more. Yeah, there you can clearly see that one too. So whatever it was had a little satellite, little moon following along with it. And then here's that event again. All right, so now I'm going to go back here, come back to stereo A right there. Adjust this back to where it was and pull this up. And there you can see our object coming out right there. And let's slow this way down, because this only takes one image per hour, so we don't get as many frames out of this, but we still do capture some good shots out of this. Mainly on the red side, because the white side kind of washed out a little bit. And then where is this frame? Okay, you can clearly see this one and this one. Here, let's do some zooming here. That's probably good. All right, first, let's take you over to here where you can see this one and its little small sidekick with it right there. Okay, and they're surrounded by plasma. They're taking plasma with them as they move out. Clearly see round spherical objects right there interacting with the sun. I thought I saw another one up here, but what I want to do is take you over to this one now, because in here you can see another one back here in the plasma. Here's our two that are out front right there. And then there's this one back in the plasma. See its little bow shock and everything right there? So two in black and one in white. And then when we come over to the other one, you can't, it's right there. So it's pretty hard to see, bathed in the plasma there. So anyways, you can see we've had some of these little objects. Our activity is actually pretty quiet all in all for the day. That was nothing big compared to what we've seen in the last few days, which is a nice relief. All right. Now let's come over here to SolarHam and look how quiet it's been. We had this M7.2 the other day, but since then it's been all quiet. And there's not much to really zoom in on or report on the X-ray flux. Look, our X flare potential down to 10%, M flare down to 40, 10% on your protons, one standing solar flare. What a dramatic difference from a few days ago when this thing was loaded up with X flares, big M flares, just overloaded, right? Sitting there. Pretty odd how we went from really, really active to really quiet. Our solar indices have lowered back down in like a yellow cautionary, zone now. We're at 194. We're below 200 finally. Okay, that's good. Our area is still a lot, but that doesn't matter right now. It's green. But our solar flux indice, our main count right here, 194, has dropped, which is good. All right, our geomagnetic forecast for the next couple of days is tomorrow they're calling for nothing, and then a possible G1 on the 20th, then nothing on the 21st. Now, we know that this can change, all right, so hopefully it stays that way, and we just get a small little bump of G1. That would be nice, a little slowdown for a change. And when you see this, and you see the activity that we just looked at on the satellite, kind of quiet. That's good. Now down here at our sunspots, though, we still have quite a few, and two of them are beta gamma, this 3685 and 79 still. Okay, these are the two ones that we've been worried about most of the time. Well, actually, you know what? Come back up here. 79 right there. Okay, still kind of Earth. That's an old image. I think it's past this. It's a little past Earth facing right there. And then this big old region right here is 3685. So when we back out, we're talking those two, 79 and 85. Okay. Now back to our geomagnetic. We had a little bump right there yesterday, and it's been really kind of descending and very quiet right now. KP1, that's like the solar wind went to sleep or something. There's a little lull in the activity, which is good. We could use a little lull in the activity. Doesn't appear that way on our auroras at the moment, though, because something a little bit more intense is happening. It takes an hour or so or two to get another bar on there, so it hasn't been really updated. Let's bust out our auroras here real quick. Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm tired. I'm just trying to fight through it. So they're pretty healthy right now, mild. Okay, they're not, in the medium zone or yellow yet. So that's good. We're taking on, small doses, our regular amount. They're not faint though. All right, now another track or two. I saw they're tracking something. Tracking this event to hit stereo B, but not Earth. Really, little bump right there. But that was, well, that's due to hit between the 20th and 21st. Let's go down and open this right here. This one will give us a little better. You see that one moving that direction? That's good. As long as we don't have anything heading, earth facing, we could use a little break, after taking shot after shot and round after round and that violent geomagnetic storm. I actually talked to a friend of mine today who has heart issues, and funny, he had some issues right around that time, and he was telling me what happened, and I was like, when was that? And he told me the date, and I was like, oh dear, that was when we were having our storm. So these geomagnetic storms can induce heart issues as well. That's why they're dangerous. A lot of people think this is so cool. We get to see auroras and stuff, but people like pacemakers and stuff like that, it's dangerous. All right, so clipping the very edge of it right there. You remember last time when we clipped an edge or something, they said it was going to be a G1 and it turned out to be a G3. Well, that's because our magnetic field is weak. We could take on something very small like this, and when you got a weak field, we get the low mid-level latitudes auroras, mid-latitude auroras. So there's that. Okay, let's back out of this now and try to read this article. Okay, right there. So 12 X flares produced by active sunspot region 64 between May 8th and the 15th. A number of Earth-directed coronal mass ejections and strong CME impact on May 10th, which led to the extreme G5 level storm, geomagnetic storm, and a worldwide display of auroras. Here's a short little recap of the video. Want to see the little video? Tough. We're going to watch it anyway. Get your popcorn. Boom. Oh, that one shook the satellite. Did you see that? That blast literally rocked the satellite. Oh, remember we were saying how active and busy the sun was lately? Look at that. Boom. Shook the satellite. Might want some sunglasses for this part. Woo! And that's 3664 just that whole time, just firing off M flare, X flare, M flare, X flare. Oh, did you see that? There's a few gems in this video right here. I might have to go through that. Here's your BZ and everything. The auroras when they hit. Oh, good. That's a good little movie for reference. Some good shots there too. All right. Where was that one part? Right at the beginning here. This first blast where it rocks the satellite. Boom! That's crazy. One more time here. Jeez. All right, pretty cool little movie there. So let's back out of that and continue on. Long duration solar flare reached M72 was observed AR 3685 in the southeast quadrant, peaking at 2108. That was yesterday. We already read that one. Let's move on. I don't think too many of these have been updated. This is still the same article from last night. Let's just really recap real fast. The G1 class geomagnetic storm possible on the 19th. That'll be today. So we might get a G1 today, where over here they say nothing today. So we could be getting something or not. All right, we'll see. It's been very quiet lately. So, anyways, possible on the 18th, or no, on May 19th and or 20th in response to, okay, or the 20th now. An apparent pair of glancing blow CMEs. All right. So we do have a pair of glancing blow CMEs due to arrive 19th, 20th there. Okay. So that's the comment that we read about before. You could always come over here too. All right. What I want to get over here now too is the Schumann here. And can we get a refresh on this? Okay. So you can see we had a buildup of pressure today. All right. I don't know if you guys caught a little bit of what I posted earlier today, but let me just show you what I captured today. And that actually going to go in the volcano report. Okay, that's over Mammoth Mountain right there. Now it's a cloud, okay, but it's a almost like a steam plume. It's a column of very fast rising hot air, and the ceiling is like right around here where I'm drawing this line. So this punctured through the cap or the ceiling, and just really fast, just boom, shoot straight up like that. Big old column of hot air. So this is the effect. We'll come back to this here. But we had pressure buildup, okay? And then for like the last couple of days, I've been seeing thunderstorms form right over that spot and not move. It's just something like there's heat coming out of that area. Well, we had a pressure buildup, and then you can see we were scraping along there, and now the pressure's been released. Just make sure that's the latest data. Okay, yeah. And it's been released, and we're kind of going back to normal there. But you could see we're cruising along normal, and then all of a sudden, pressure built up, and the core and the shell started grinding. Small event, but what's interesting is this streak right down the middle. It splits the that whole event. There was a hiccup in that. Do you see that? It would have been one smooth, round, like oval-shaped white ball, but there's a hiccup here. Pressure built up, and then it dropped really fast, and then built up again and relieved. Now, where's this? Oh, no. Go back there and stay there. No, something else I wanted to show you. Hopefully you got it there. Where's the shorts? I think I posted in the shorts. Watch this on the radar. All right, we're seeing this flow coming up out of the ground. A thunderstorm came out of this upward flow so intense, it rose so fast, it made the radar glitch. Ping. All right. So whatever happened there released a bunch of energy. so much that it made the radar glitch. And it glitched because of that poof right there. It was steam. It was hot. Something poofed out of the ground. You could kind of see it. So hot and so fast and high that it glitched out the radar there for a second. All right. And that was today, just east of the Sierra, or east of our site. Okay. So we had that effect going on today, and pressure got released. So when I see this little gap right there, pressure started to grow. We had that little spike that I just showed you that did the radar glitch, release the pressure really fast, really quickly too. That sudden just stripe is gone. Then intense grinding right back at that level again. All right. And then, like I said, today, when that gap happened and then pressure built up again, I was looking down the valley. I saw the thunderhead growing. All right. It grew pretty tall for a minute, and then it died and went away. And I'm like, okay, all gone, all done. It seems like the pressure's kind of stopped. Everything collapsed and fell back down to below the cap here. And then all of a sudden, poof, this thing shot right up through there like a thing of steam. And that's, you can see it's still traveling up. It didn't finish its apex right there. And I got some other pictures, pulled back further, and you can see how isolated this is compared to all the rest of the clouds around. Something a hot thermal updraft, very violent hot thermal updraft caused that. Probably produced by Mammoth Mountain that's underneath it. So we had pressure build up and then a sudden gap. Now you see this black line over here? That's missing data. When we go in there tight, there's data in there. So on a missing data gap, that is a violent sudden release of pressure and then right back up to pressure again. So very, very interesting how this thing right here actually played out really close by, and I was able to capture it. Okay, now back to where we were here. Whew, hopefully you guys got that and understood it and saw it. Now, it's just a thunderhead. That was just a cloud, but that cloud indicates very hot air rising very fast and punching through the upper layer, right? Like an exploding through the ceiling effect. And we see that with supercells, out in the plains, but not a small little thunderstorm like that. I've lived here in this area for a long time, and that when you see something that's not normal around your area and kind of there's pressure on, makes you go, and then check it out on the radar, and then all of a sudden you find other stuff going on. Very, very, very enlightening week between the weather and the volcano now inducing a different kind of weather. Very, very interesting. So here's your upper jet stream today. I'm just going to kind of put it right about there and let you guys be the judge of what you see right. Ooh, that was trippy when you moved the wind and stayed in the color and the background moved. Something is pulling on that right there. It hasn't torn energy away yet. Let's back up and see if that was there an hour ago. An hour before that. And an hour before that. All right, so it's been there for a few hours. And you can see how it disrupts the flow going over it. Here, let's get really close in on it. It's almost as if there's something round right there, huh? Let you be the judge of that, okay? I know what I see. And it's not disrupting the flow this time. It's kind of like hampering this from going up and combining. You see how this wants to go up and combine, and this is damming things up and keeping them separated. So sometimes these things peel stuff off and induce weather, and in this case, it looks like it's actually acting like a wedge in keeping those two fronts from combining at that juncture. And that's in your upper jet, okay? That's your upper jet stream, way up high. I'll let you be. Look at the coloring underneath it. Okay, so there's that. And that's your upper jet stream. Now we're going to go down to lower. Okay. And we'll take you down to storm level. We have this band that's moving right through the middle of the country right here, still bringing moisture off the Gulf and up into the middle of the country, while you see it takes this hard right, gets hooked up with this big rotation up there. So there's your weather kind of layout. Let me take this down, zoom back out. I wanted to check on this thing right here. It's still pumping along. It's not a cyclone or a hurricane, anything potent yet, but it's just big, massive rotation out there. Let's go up to the upper jet. See how the upper jet up above it is a very strong rotation? Let me take you right there. Out of the way. Now, upper jet, it's there. There's your lower jet stream, very defined. Mid layer, and then down to your weather, even 1,000 feet off the ground and down to the surface. It's there all the way from the upper jet stream down to the surface. That eye is there. There's a very strong rotation out there. All right, so we did all that. I want to come back to this level right there. Take this down. Whoa. Uh-huh. Okay. Let's move on. Just kind of looking around here, see the heck is. Oh yeah, I forgot. We got to check this right now. Polar vortex. Now, our polar vortex in the north, nothing going on because it's our summertime, right? Well, yeah, all choppy and unsettled. But let's go down here and take a look at the southern vortex. Look how strong and organized that vortex is. It is huge down there. All right, no bisymmetrical, no trisymmetrical, just one huge, very organized, potent vortex down there. So they're going to have a strong winter in the southern hemisphere. Look at how it's reaching up to the tip of South Africa right there. That's crazy. All right, so hide that. You didn't see that. Moving on. Nothing there to say. Moving on. You guys laughing with me, hopefully. All right. Now let's come on over here. Here we are. America. One side kind of bleeding out, the other side a little bit polished, but well, there we go. You can see our flooding areas are over here now in this region, and it's plugging up the holes where the gas came out. Before it was over here. That's cleared up now. Now we have flooding up in here, and you can see it's plugged up that, the pores in the surface. The pores of the skin. All right, so there's America. America. Going into our fulcrum point here. Very defined. This one very defined. Both very dark. Still a lot of pressure. All being released along that coastline. That's good. See other little spots starting to form over here. Look at this going up the Amazon. You got SO2 coming out of like little marsh areas in the Amazon. And the gas, actually, the flow of the river creates an air current. And air currents are picking up this gas. And it traces out the Amazon Valley. Pretty weird, huh? Okay, so, let's come over here. Open this up, back them up to their daytime. There we go. All right, still a lot of pressure in that region. Dark spots all over the place here. Boom, 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 boom. It's crept up into this region now. Well, it's been up in this region now for a little while. And then look over here at like North and South Korea. They've got it. Look at Japan. See all these spots along Japan? Boom, boom, boom. These are all volcanoes right here spewing SO2. Watch this. This is where Tokyo is. And there's a big old Mount Fuji spewing a bunch of... There's Mount Fuji right there. Come over here. They got their issues. Back out. Come over here. Look at Europe. Very spotty. Patchy. You see Saudi Arabia's got some dark patches going there. Up into Turkey. South Africa, a few little spots. Okay, so that's about it for the SO2 report. I put it like 6 or something, 7, I don't know. Kind of stopped doing that for a minute. Now let's get over. No, that was the particulates. Now, ongoing sandstorm since November of last year. Turn the winds on. You can see it's blowing up into the Mediterranean, covering most of the Mediterranean now. We got this wall back here in Saudi Arabia, headed towards Oman, and wait, that's a different level of wind. We need 850 right there. Now, all right, there we go. Now you can see how these air currents have spread this sand around. This is just like turning into one big, huge thing right there. This wall of sand right there is about to hit Oman and Yemen. If you knew what these guys are about to do right now, and you see this happening, it's like the hand of God is stepping in. Put a little hamper in their plans. So we got massive sandstorm heading towards Oman and Yemen. It's mostly sandy over Saudi Arabia. There's a big old wall going around it, kind of protecting it almost. Then you come over here. Look at this. This is the Gobi Desert sandstorm. Has just like branched out, spread around. It's all over the place here. Over North Korea as well. Look at this. Hey, knock knock. Guess who's at your back door? And right now the wind's blowing it up here and keeping it just away from North Korea. But wow. And you can see some curling up a little bit up here. A little intensity right around there too. But look at this. I know what's going on there. And this is still just off the hook. huge sandstorm blowing all the way across the Atlantic, dumping sand all over South America. Now look how this wind current takes it up almost into the Gulf right now, and it's circulating around the tip of Florida right there. Another way I want to kind of do this real quick. Particulates, but we're going to go up to 10 nanoparticles. 10 nano. All right, same particulates, just in red. All right, this is a bigger particulates than the sand, or than just dust. This is more like your bigger stuff like sand. All right. Think there might be a problem? Smile. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to come over here to the water, and we're going to change this up to the temperature surface anomaly 8 hours back. So there we go. Your water temperature anomalies. Okay. Still a lot of hot water off this region right there, probably underwater vent. Tamumasi still intense out here. A lot of pressure, a lot of hot water coming off the ocean floor there. Come over to here. This spot is definitely, has grown in size and intensity here, and that's getting closer and closer to the Pacific coast. And you can see areas right here along the Pacific coast starting to heat up. Now, our Juan de Fuca fracture zone goes right down there and ends right in that little point right there. So look at this pressure, this hot water coming out of that area now. And this is usually all cold water along the Pacific coast. Do something here real quick. Let's change over to your standard surface temperature water for this time of the year, okay? And we can look down here, we can see El Nino. We had a little bit of La Nina, some cold water coming up through here. But that's where your warmer hot water is. Usually cold water up here along the Pacific coast. Well, and this is another reason why, even if we don't have a big earthquake or, well, a big volcanic event yet, because of pressure, it's still kind of good to maybe consider backing away from the coast a little bit, okay? Because if something goes off and it creates a tsunami, there doesn't even have to be an earthquake. This thing could burp, big bubble come up, and all of a sudden we'd have issues. Okay, so I'll let you be the judge of that, but you could see my reasoning for that. Except the Great Lakes are getting hot. Canary Islands, heat's growing out there off the coast of Africa. All right, down here off the tip, there's hot water plumes off the tip of Africa. So it's not just the northern hemisphere. Southern hemisphere has this issue too. And pretty soon, one of these days, you'll be able to fly over the Pacific Ocean and look down and see volcanic activity going on under the water. All right, there's that. Oh, I wanted to come over and check Taiwan real quick. This region. Oh, we have a different little heat spike right here, right off the plate boundary right there. See this area turning yellow? We had this blue cold water inundation creeping in, but this area was faint red. Now we're starting to see yellow right here in this region. That's indicator pressure's going down below there. So we'll have to put Taiwan a little more serious in the earthquake report now. Speaking of which, let's get on over there now. All right. Forgive me. I have to work at a different pace tonight. We're in third gear tonight. Remember I told you the fourth gear thing last night? Yeah. Today I'm in third gear, so that's why I'm a little late. But we're still plugging along. All right. Help me, Lord. This first quake here is... There we go. Now it's working. 4.5 down at 547. Okay, so there's our first decent deep quake in a while in this region. And it's our typical magnitude, mid-range 4. So that kind of tells me we're running along at normal level. Mid-range 4, we're seeing pressures made it down to, the deeper levels. We're seeing our deep quakes first. So mid-range 4, now down here, 5 at the surface. Up here, this is Vanuatu, 5 at the surface. Come up to here, mid-range 4, down at 483. We'll have to watch. This is the area of Vanuatu that had a big quake and a quake swarm. That's a potential weak spot in the future. Okay, when we see a lot of pressure build up and we're looking for a release point, that could be one of them right there. Moving on, we had this one, mid-range 4, down at 83. Up here now, a 5.7. Now, this is at the surface right on the boundary. It looks like it's right at the pinnacle of this boundary right here. So energy being released at the surface at 5.7 magnitude. Is this worth it? I want to see if we had just 5.7. Okay. Because sometimes there's a different 5.8, 5.9. Sometimes it changes, remember? All right, moving on. Get rid of that. Going up to this area, we had a quake in this pit yesterday, nothing today. Right here, we have a 4.3 down at 93. See how empty and quiet it is in that region? Oh, look up here at Taiwan. We had a quake there, please. Oh, that's it right there. 4.2. Holden City, right here on our fulcrum point. And we were just looking at the water getting hot in that region. So we saw a little quake, wasn't too much. It was a 4.2. That's good. So we have pressure buildup and we have quake activity relieving the pressure in that region. Touch this one really quick. Is a 4.7 down at 35. On the other side, made it over the garden hose kink. 4.5 down at 10. All right, so mid-range 4, made it over the kink in the garden hose. That's kind of not even a factor anymore. We're just plate boundary where pressure's pushing up on weak spots. Coming into this now, here's a diverse quake. 4.2, China. All right, the little curl in the bay is pointing right at it. It's right behind these mountains right there. The little curl in the bay is pointing right at it. Is that one? Huh? Am I tripping? Oh, it's off of Korea. Yeah. So right out here, probably in this region, they had their earthquake because of all the pressure there. And a 4.2 at a depth of 12, that's definitely pressure underneath there. There's no plate boundaries. Okay, that's a quake induced by the pressure down below. We should be seeing a lot more quake activity out of China. In fact, I know there's more quake activity going on there. It's just not being reported. We get a few out of here every once in a while, make everything copacetic. 4.6 down at 10. Okay, here at the fulcrum point too, definitely energy being released at the surface. Very, very quiet all through this region. Okay, there's too many sandstorms to have earthquakes. No, that's not a factor. I was just joking. Down here, though, plate boundary 5.3 on the surface. Energy being released. Same one right there. 5.3. At a depth of 10, more energy being released. Now, yesterday there was nothing going on over in South America. Now we have 4.4, 4.4, and 4.3. Altogether, good little fair amount of energy being released here on the Cocos plate. Here's a 5, but it's down at 44. I want to see if that's on the okay. Something I want to explain just real quick here while we're at this juncture. You see our fault lines down in this trench. See, this is three-dimensional. Remember, you're looking down into a deep trench that, has a valley. Then there's this wall that comes up. All right, let me get a little closer in. Whoops, right there. You can see this vertical wall comes up, and then there's a shelf. There's an edge and a shelf with a plateau. This area is all plateau. Now, when the water used to be lower, this used to be exposed land, right? Can you see it? That whole area is one big plateau that used to be exposed land. You see back in there too, when the oceans were lower. But what happens is this shelf right here, this corner, this, the edge right here that runs along this cliff area, all right, this is a cliff. So it's all flat plateau. You come to this and it's a cliff that drops down. If you have a quake right on the edge right here, it can break loose something on the corner and you could have an underwater landslide. Underwater landslide produces what class? Anybody? Bueller? An underwater landslide causes a tsunami. So it's important that we check, did it happen on the very edge here, or was it further back in the soft zone along the beach? Very good. You guys are awesome. I know there's like an 8-minute delay in my show. Everybody else got like 10-second delay. Mine's quite a minute. For good reason. That's okay. Good though. You guys understand what I'm talking about. A breakaway along this cliff edge. Anything sloughs off of that because of an earthquake could cause problems. That's why I kind of checked this zone right here, because you see how it's all one cliff face running all along there. And this whole plateau is sand. It's very soft and very malleable, pliable. It's very loose. Look how water from inland drains down into the ocean and has eroded down the wall. See that? So that's how weak this stuff is. Even water coming off the land, flowing into the ocean, little currents have eroded this away. You get a quake in this eroded away area, a 7.0 right here is going to cause a landslide. It's a very touchy area right here. So that's why I came in to take a peek. Up here, this was a new little venting spot too, new little weak spot. And what I want to do here is go all magnitude. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, you see all this swarming going on, this quake activity right here. You think it's bad, but this is good. We want a bunch of little microquakes constantly swarming, constantly relieving pressure. That's what that is. That's a little pinhole in the skin of our balloon, releasing a lot of pressure in small amounts, but very voluminous. There's a lot of them. Okay, so a lot of little ones. That's perfect. All right. It's keeping a big one from happening up in there. Pressure's coming up this plate. Get up there. There's a mountain range right here, kind of jamming it up. See, it tries to get through this little valley right there. But this jams it up, the curving. So now we've got our weak spot right here, and it's going to town. So that's good. That's keeping a bigger quake from happening. Also, I want to check the geysers here. And as you can see, it's doing its job well. Got a bunch of little microquakes. Okay. Where I am, you shall be too. Ooh, whoa. What's going on up here? All right. Mount Rainier. Little quake over here. 1.4, nothing big. But this Mount St. Helens right on the peak. And then on the flank. So little activity going on in there. I want to see what happened down here by my region. This is where I took the video of our plume, is right here in this area. And just south, we've had a 2.8 Mammoth Lakes. Yep. Right where we're having our heat plume come up out of the ground. Ooh. Now or with the volcano? With the volcano report. Okay, don't let me forget about the plumes coming out of there. 2.6 there. Bay Area right here, still a little activity. It's small, but it's an indication that we got two little spots here a couple of days in a row. That would be, an epicenter area if there was something. Would possibly be one of those two sites because that's where pressure's coming out when we get this. All right. Think we're good there. Oh, I want to cover Hawaii too. Yeah, a lot of microquakes coming out of there too. That's good. It's relieving pressure instead of having the volcano go off or a bigger earthquake. All right, so that's good on our earthquake report. And then I was over here and we were talking about plume here. Oh, yeah. So let me take you over here and show you something I captured today. I think it's in the shorts. I think it's in this one. Chance that it glitched. Nope. Is sound not playing? All right. Anyways, I want you to notice how air is boiling up from the ground. You got updrafts coming up and then umbrellaing out in a fashion. Is this the one? No, that's the Chattanooga one. No, that's not it. Let me go back real quick. Maybe I put it in the Nope. Where did I put that? No? Must be in the shorts. Oh, I guess it didn't get posted today. Anyways, I was videotaping this and oh, I know where it is. It's in this. I knew I posted something about it today. Yeah, here we go. So watch this for a second here. Let me get this full screen. Come on, Lauren. Some volume, please. Updrafts in that region, and you see this white little band storm front or little edge right there where convection is happening. Now, this is just down the mountain range from where I'm at, and I can see this happening, this convection happening again. And this time it came over to the check the winds because it's really windy where I'm at, and I saw this. Now, if you look off to the left, you see all the wind currents are going left to right. Okay, you see how this wind is blossoming in all directions from a central point outward. Okay, there's heat coming out of there, thermal heat coming up, causing updrafts. The wind, you can see the thermal updrafts in the wind. Okay, that hot air rising up out of these mountains is causing the convection up above here. Let me just move it a little bit there. All right, around the fringe of it, because it's lifting hot air. And I wanted to check the wind, and I came over here and I saw this. Now you can see it blossoming out of the middle. This is air coming out of the ground, hot air rising up, and then like an umbrella descending down in all directions. You can see another plume to the south of it there. Okay. It looks like fireworks exploding. This is from pressure down below, the heat below. And now look at this over here. We got another spot. Okay. And you think this is just wait until I pull back here in a second, and it's localized to this region right here, and that we have all our regular weather going in a certain direction with these little blossoms. Well, that was a little too far out right there, but you see the little blossoms? Okay, let me take you right here. That hot air rising up out of these mountains is causing the convection up above here. Let me just move it a little bit there. All right, around. Right. Okay, and the wind, thermal heat coming up. All right, this one right here on the right, you see how big an area it is, and you see it coming out of the middle, and like I said, air is just coming out of nowhere and blossoming and going in all different directions in like an umbrella effect. All right, this is over those mountains. All right, this blossom right here is a little further south than Mammoth. Okay, this is further down the Sierra Range. And if we freeze frame, remember where we're at, this blossom right here. And then I want to come back right here. Please let this work, Lord. Then that blossom is where'd it go? Is this one right here with the glitch in it. All right, we got this thunderhead that came off of this blossom here. It was so intense that it glitched out the radar. See that? I think it may have caused like a static discharge or a sprite, or that looks like hot steam or something came up. This blossom here, it was so intense that it glitched out the radar. See that? That tower, that plume came up so fast and so hot. This thunderhead that came off of this blossom here, it was so intense that it glitched out the radar. See that? Okay, that plume, this blossom right up above here is the one we were just looking at. All right, we got this. I should open 2 pages. Oh, my Lord, please give me Everybody hang on. I want to have two so I can flip back and forth without having to just back up and open and reopen. It would be nice to have both of them go. Please, Lord, let that work. Okay, so we have this new weather effect. Heat coming up out of the dormant volcano, shooting almost like invisible steam. A huge column of very hot air that when our moisture, regular storm front, or just any kind of windy air runs into it, then we have the effect. Okay, well, so here's your thermal updraft again. That was a little too far out right there. But you see the little blossoms? And I saw this. Now you can see it blossoming out of the middle. This is air coming out of the ground, hot air rising up, and then like an umbrella descending down in all directions. You can see another plume to the south of. See that fire up really quick right there too? Okay, and pew. This is from pressure down below, the heat below. And then it did it again and glitched out the radar. Look at this over here. We got another spot. Okay. And you think this is just but wait until I pull back here in a second, and it's localized to this region right here, and that we have all our regular weather going in a certain direction with these little blossoms. Well, that was a little too far out right there, but you see the little blossoms? That's heat coming out of the ground. That's like volcanic heat trying to escape. And just a little while ago, I don't know if it's still happening over Mono Lake, but Mono Lake almost appeared to have heated up and formed a thunderstorm over it because, whoops, all right, bear with me, we've got technical difficulties there. Caused by the blossoming controlled by the sphere is now causing convection. Then you have, all right, we have two components now. We have our blossoming effect from heat. Then these spheres that I showed you on the other night come in and start interrupting stuff, and like chess pieces, start to coordinate this and move it and position it. I watched it happen and play out in the sky today. It was crazy. Just out here, this is just outside of Bishop. You can see the heat coming up out of the ground. That's the wind. There's wind coming straight up out of the ground, hitting hitting the central point. All the wind's coming from here, going in every direction from this central point. Top, hitting the troposphere, some layer, and then umbrella-like. This has such a perfectly round circular effect. I'm wondering if it's the air coming out of the, hot air coming out of the volcano, if it's one of our spheres or something, because they come up and interact with it too. It's just bizarre. It's blossoming down. And that heat is causing convection. It's really windy out. It's cold out. It's not supposed to be thunderstorm type weather, yet some kind of heat has been introduced causing convection. And just in a minute here, we'll go outside and I'll show you some of these towers right here that we're pushing up through. Well, it went from red to yellow, so it looked like they dropped a little bit. Oh, this foot. See where it was blossoming from. You can see how it's drawing air in now. This blossom of air going up is drawing air in, and this little boundary is forming. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. And look at how all the rest of the air currents are going in a linear type fashion. But once they hit that hot pocket right there, that's roiling. Imagine like water boiling. And that's Walker Lake right there. That's not too far from where I'm at right there. That blossom right there. I'm going to take you outside here in a second and show you the convection that's happening down the Sierra chain. And you can see this happening outside my window. So let's capture this just a tad bit more, because that's the one I'm going to go videotape outside here in just a second. All right. Also, I want to wind noise in the microphone, but see if we can zoom here. Please zoom. Okay, note how you can see everything's all nice and kind of regular thunderstorms right now. That's what it's supposed to look like right there. Then that's the plume had like subsided at this point. All right. And this is all the moisture that's around the area now because that plume. All right. Now, later on is when I come back out. We had that second little burst of pressure, and I caught it when it did this. Now, you see your little layer of cloud banks that we just looked at? And you see this thing shoot up within like 1 to 2 minutes. Just pew, going whoop, like it's a missile being launched or a rocket going off. It's just different than our regular convectivity. And I actually captured it, the effect on radar. And then here it is taking place right where we were looking on the radar. So there was that. Now, we did the earthquake report, right? Yeah, we finished that. I want to do the volcano report now, so we need to close out that. Please go. Let me close out some of these instruments before I open that volcano page, because it's important we did a good one tonight. Come on. Yeah, see, it was lagging already, so we have to do something about that. Or we could just sit here and wait 2 hours for a volcano page. It's just a little easier to shortcut it this way. Yeah, these guys were really clogging up. All right. Here we go. Lord, please let the volcano page work tonight. All right. Or this morning now. Time is relative to me. I just go 24/7. Okie dokie. So, main volcanoes. Now, we had pressure buildup. We had that sharp little drop, and then we had pressure buildup again. Please, Lord. We tried to clear out everything. There we go. All right. Slowly but surely, we'll get there. I'll get control of the mouse here, and we can. All right. Ebico. All right, give it just a second here. Still. All right, so Ebico volcanic ash advisory, 12,000 feet. See this flight level right at the bottom? Flight level 120 is 12,000 feet. And why? It has to be so many ads. It's so wonderful. Thank you, Lord, for useless ads. They test my patience. Ebu, again, with 10,000 foot blast. All right. This is what our volcano down the way kind of looks like. It's a ski resort. It's all covered with snow. And our cloud was steam or cloud. But when you see this kind of structure over a volcano, it's a hint. I can tell. Ibu, 10,000 feet. Semeru, 15,000 feet. We're talking about, well, we'll get there. Semeru, 15,000. That's like its peak. You know, it's maximum height that we've seen so far. So it's pumping at maximum. Some of these went above maximum, 10,000 feet out of Ibu. This one, Ebico, 120, or 12,000, I mean. 12,000, 10,000, 15,000, Tucono 10,000, Popo 20,000, Fuego 17,000, Poas, you don't even hear about this one much, 10,000 out of that one, Sabancaya 24,000, Villarica, that's one that's on the list that we don't hear much about, at approximately 10:11 time, a small dark brown ash plume rose. All these places had ash plumes and all kinds of activity today. Kind of like my place did. Let's go into the 18th, please. Lord, could we have the mouse? Thank you. Again, here on my... Wait for a second here. Oh, this is so much fun. One of these days, here in a minute, I'm going to click on this map. We'll come back to this map here and revisit that, where everything is. Now, Sakurajima, 7,000 feet right there off of Japan. Ibu, remember we saw the pressure at Japan and volcanic activity going off under the ground? Well, it's going under the ocean. Well, it's going off above the land too. Ibu, 10,000 feet. Luatolo, 7,000. Semeru busting out 15 still. Ducono 9. Popo 20 the same. Fuego. Concepcion, our conception. You guys grasping the concept? Are you picking up what I'm laying down? 18,000 feet out of our new volcano. Our new relief valve. Spitting 18,000 foot blasts. That'll puncture the ceiling. That'll go through the upper air current. You know, Sabancaya 21,000 feet. Villarica. All right, real quick here. Oh, pull this map up. Can we get it bigger than that, Lord? Seriously? Can we try this then? Yeah, wonderful. One of these days we'll find a way here. Let's try this. Oh, where'd the map go? Oh, I know. Here, we can go to this. Nope, it's still not working. All right, well, anyways, we'll go find a bigger map one day, and we'll go through all these, you know, all the names that we're used to going through. Up here at the Kamchatka. Oh, can I do this? Maybe. Yeah. Hey, I'll take that right there. Yeah. All right, we can do something like this a little bit too. Well, there we go. I'll just kind of go through these real quick. Up here in the Kamchatka, we have Shibalus, Kluchevskoye, Bizimani, and Ebico. All right, all four of them in red, active. Currently active, four volcanoes there. Here's Sakurajima, Suenosi-jima, two active volcanoes right there. Right here, this yellow one is Nishoshima or Nishoshinoshima. All right, current or semi-active. Here's Mayon. In here we have Ruang and Karangatang. Over here on this side, these three yellow ones are Manam, Uluwan, and Bangana. Over here, north of, just here's New Zealand, Fiji area. So that strip where it's been quiet, Vanuatu area is Tinakula, Aoba, and Yasur in those. All right. And then over here at Java, all right, the island of Java, get ready. We got Rayung, Krakatau, Merapi, Semeru. Uh, then we also have Marapi up on Sumatra. This one in the Barren Islands is now currently active. Over here in Africa is or here in it's Africa, but it's like right at the straits right there is Erda Ale, currently erupting. Stromboli, uh, currently erupting with Etna semi-active. Here is Nyiragongo, Naimiragira, and Old Diono Lingali. All right. Down here, Michael on the Sandwich Islands, currently erupting. Look at this down here in Antarctica. Don't let this slip out of sight. There's Erebus down here, currently erupting in Antarctica. Okay. Villarica. Up here is Ubinus and Sabancaya. All right. A little further up is Reventador, Cotopaxi, Purace, Nevada del Ruiz, Concepcion, all right in that area. Here's Fernandina over here in the islands. Up here in Central America, we got, well, that's where Concepcion is. The arrow looked through. Poas, Concepcion, Masaya, Rincon de Vieja, Popocatépetl, Santa Guido, Fuego, and Fernandina, Cotopaxi, or no, Cotopaxi's down here. But all those right there. Out here we have Kilauea. This one at Tonga is still semi-active, and one up in, whoops. You guys can't see those ones. There we go. These three over here, Tofua, Kilauea, and the Great Sitkan Island. All right, so there's all your volcanoes, all the names that we read off. Sometimes you're like, where's this? Where's that? Kind of give you an idea. Fun to come over and just, pull this map up, look around, get familiar with it. All right, so there's all your volcanoes. And then you might be adding one here to California called Mammoth. Or you might see something up in Washington come to life a little bit. But right now, our pressure has kind of dropped a little bit. So we had our buildup and then release. Okay. And even something in my region. Whew. Did you get all that? That was pretty intense. Yeah, intense thermal updrafts coming out of these mountaintops, which doesn't surprise me. Okay, we were talking earlier a couple days ago. If we don't see a release of pressure, we could see something along the lines of a static discharge, right, in the form of lightning. So you could see lightning coming out of a dormant volcano without an eruption. Mind you, it's not lightning induced by an ash cloud like we're used to seeing. There wouldn't be any kind of volcanic eruption. It would just be plasma lightning shooting out of the top of a old volcano or, mountaintop where pressure and energy, heat have built up down below and can't be released. But so far, it looks like we have, with this new volcano that came online, some of the others pumping a little higher, we seem to have relieved the pressure, and our Earth is doing its little venting job of receiving the energy, transferring the heat and the pressure out through the perforations, the pores, in a fashion to where we're not seeing anything too big or too violent yet. So that's a little bit of good news to report. The planetary system, the inner workings seem to be working pretty good right now. So let's get into our weather now. And our weather has new side effects as well. All right. So we just saw today weather induced by heat coming out of the ground. Now, this is your current condition, and we've also seen weather induced by the spheres moving through the atmosphere, right? I don't need to play that one. I think our main guys are here. You've all seen that already. Bunch of new discoveries just in the last few days. This is all groundbreaking stuff. You guys are first here. You know, students at this class, you guys get first dibs. You get the news before the news, don't you? All right, let's get into it. Here's your current conditions here. You see this tail from this big hook still reaching back across there. Now, morning time tomorrow, morning the 19th, there's noon, convection, nighttime. Let's talk about this. We have another event going on here, and what might happen here is during this convection right here, 5 p.m., sun's going down. We're talking, you know, here's the Rockies, the foothills, and then the plains, the very beginning of the plains right in there, okay? These spheres might get in here somehow and drive this a different direction, split it, control it, whatever. But the potential for convection is there tomorrow at convection. It actually preloads a little bit. By noon, you see serious little yellow spots starting to grow. And by convection right there, we're going to start tracking. Now, you see how it's spreading out like this? No, this is going to be heading in this direction, this down that direction, this kind of going down that way. So it's spreading out a little bit like a shotgun blast. Boom. So that'll be night. Everybody pay attention. But what they're calling for, and you guys, even backside of Missouri, is here, coming down into Oklahoma, way up here in the Dakotas as well during the nighttime. And tomorrow, the 19th, we're due a G1, correct? Or G2. Some kind of energy added to this could intensify that tomorrow. Okay. So between here, the convection tomorrow, and this blossoming, everybody in that region be aware. Morning of the 20th, noon, convection, nighttime. Again, nocturnal. See this low driving up in here? Chance for severe weather here in Nebraska again, and that could shift. If this low, the center of this low is 20 miles this way, that will be over here. If the center of this low comes just 20 miles this way, this could wind up back here. All right, this is all very, very dependent on some other factors now. Meantime, this is what we have to work with. Nighttime, the 20th, beware. Morning of the 21st. You see what's happening. You see this coming up, pinching off that moisture. Boom, boom. That's the morning time of the 21st here. Again, Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota, that whole corners area right there. Plowing through the state of Minnesota through the noontime. That's convection right there. Now this low has dropped to a 990 millibar, getting almost hurricane strength right there. The whole storm is going to be strong in itself. All right, one of that Houston type thing. This time looks like Chicago's on the chopping block. Nighttime the 21st. That is just not good. Okay. Focus, people. This whole region right there, even back in there, could possibly get this. All right. We're talking Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, up into Canada. All right. Chicago, watch out. You guys saw what happened to Houston, right? So Chicago's known as what? The Windy City. Oh boy. And let me tell you something about wind hitting a city. When it goes through high rises, those high rises squeeze it down and funnel it into little alleys, and those alleys where the wind can go around two skyscrapers and combine together and go down the alley in between them. Yeah, you're talking very strong gusts, very strong winds funneled by skyscrapers. Here we have very, very nasty storm front right here. Okay. Let's pray that this, tampers down. Maybe it won't be so bad, but let's not be in denial either. That is the potential for a very, very nasty storm. And it all kind of starts way back here, the convection of the 20th, sneaking in at nighttime, getting strong in the morning, stronger noontime, stronger by convection, and then kabang at nighttime, the 21st. There's the morning of the 22nd. All right. So it starts to dissipate, but it's still very organized. There we go. The noontime, it dissipates. Convection. The tail. Look at, even though the tail's kind of separated now, we still have convection coming back here. So watch out. Convection the 22nd and nighttime event. Severe weather here in Texas going all the way up that line. Again, we'll be watching these spheres, how they control stuff, guide it and stuff. The storm that hit Houston, I watched the storm itself blossom, and then one of these spheroid objects come from a different direction and collide with that storm and steer it right down into Houston. The trajectory of that sphere, I could tell it was going toward Houston. I could have given them an hour advance. Not 3 minutes, not 5 minutes. I could have given them an hour advance, but that's way too far away, and it's not even in the picture yet, But when you got a sphere that's roiling and creating tornadoes that's driving down this way, well, that's where it's going to go. Who's the next place down the line? And I saw that coming from a mile away, and I was jumping up and down, screaming on these channels in the chat rooms, everybody fucking get out of there. But then it beared down on the city, and that's when everybody started to take notice. So very, very important. We understand there are other factors in here and what to expect now a little bit better. That'll be the nighttime. Convection, that might be stronger there. We'll see. But by nighttime blossoming, nighttime of the 22nd, morning of the 23rd, noon, convection, nighttime. Look at this thing right here. Looks like a question mark. Wonder what's going to happen there. Question mark. Nighttime of the 23rd, morning of the 24th, noon, convection, nighttime. A lot of nocturnal activity, huh? This could be a quasi-linear storm front right there. Oh, no. No. Did you see that? All the data got erased. Well, there was your weather report. We didn't need to go much further than that anyways, because anything after that's going to be kind of subject to change. So you saw those afternoon and nighttime convections in those areas. It'd be good to go to like your favorite weather guy who specializes in weather, the meteorologist. You're going to give you Ryan Hall. There's a couple others out there that I like. I like Andy Hill. He's a meteorologist. And some other people that have the other prediction maps. It's good to get everything, including their take on it, so you can you got more information to deal with, and there's nothing wrong with having all the information, as well as mine, as well as theirs too. So in your region, if you want a more detailed, better forecast, go seek out your weather channels, your meteorologists. There's some good guys out there on YouTube. This is just part of my show. I don't have all the time to go into that part because we have so many other parts that are important too. No, 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 no. There it is. I want you to watch this. See, it says watch this. Well, it means watch it. If we can. Lord, can we have the mouse, please? Something?
Causing a air curtain in front, turbulence in front to stir up. We had a smaller one that was more visible at first that was out in front at the very beginning. Kind of lost track of that one, and we're just kind of documenting this big one before it dissipates and travels out over water.
Okay. Spheroid object causing the air to go up over it, and when it does, it cools, forms rain, and then when it goes over the backside, that rain just, tapers off and then stops. The spheroid causes turbulence in the air and wake that goes over every little angle of the ball, all wraps around the ball, and all comes back to a focal point on the back. And this is the tail of turbulence, and this is the new contributing factor to our storms.
It might continue as it travels across the Atlantic too. But
all right, I want you to
power nap. I got stuff to do here in a few hours.
Do you see where it's bearing down on? Jacksonville. You can see this big round storm with a tail on it heading towards Jacksonville, can't you? And if we went back a little further in time.
Right there. Oh, come here.
Let's just see if we can get a little.
Let's try to capture that again.
All right, we'll go back even further here.
Yeah, it's right. If it correlates.
All right, at this point, you can see our tail. All right, we know our sphere's right here, and we know direction it's going. Everybody sees the storm going up this way. No, it's going that way. Look out, people of Jacksonville. This is, what? 1 hour. Well, that's not the exact time because I kept replaying that. We can't use that as a reference. But this was well in advance, okay? And could have told people, hey, clear out of there. This one wasn't as intense. But you see the warning effect that I'm talking about, right? We can start warning people of these new weather effects.
You can be the judge as well, but this is exactly what I was talking about. And this is the second time. The other example was a little different. The storm was down below of the circle. This time, the spheroid's behind it. And there's another bigger one up here. And it comes up from behind and shoves that little one and causes that little glitch in the data little jump that we saw there earlier.
And this is the jump that I was talking about.
And you can see stuff blossoming off the top of it at the very end there, okay?
All right, let me mute my commentary there, and let's just replay this. I want you to see how this little storm front right here is a sphere. There's one right there. You can see stuff coming off the back of it right here, okay? You see how it got nudged? See how it scoots like that? That's not the radar. That's not the data. It's the storm doing that. Because the sphere behind came up and nudged it. Okay, you see that effect that I'm talking about right there? When you see this effect happening on your radar apps, you'll know what to do. Because I can't just get on all the time. I'm out rescuing people all the time. I'm so busy rescuing people, I wish I could stop sometimes just to put out a small thing like this. All right. So you guys are also aware now that what's going on, and you see this happening. You don't have to tell somebody, hey, there's a giant sphere coming towards you. You can just tell them, hey, that storm is a serious one. It's going to change direction and head down this way more. See how this thing gave it a nudge and now it got the bulge and now it's heading more this way? So, not Jacksonville, it was this area down here that got hit. See, we could draw a line. We could have warned them a lot sooner. Okay, and with this new crazy style of weather, we're going to need this tool. Okay. Maybe I'll become a storm chaser. We'll make Twister 3. I can't wait to see Twister 2. You guys like that movie, Twister? I know every single one of you do. All right, so there's your weather. Okay, strange weather now. All right, that's why I had to kind of do this towards the end, more towards the spiritual report, because, well, kind of unbelievable stuff until you see it with your own eyes, right? Oops, whoa. I want a full screen there, sorry. There we go. Yeah, you live in the Twister movie, that's right. And in fact, Reed Timmer, a couple months ago, I showed it. I got a little strike for showing his thing, but he drove through the tornado and got readings from inside the tornado with this little pressure sensor or whatever. Drove right into it. You saw the trees whipping by the front windshield and everything. That was Twister, the Dorothy effect coming true. They literally went into a tornado and got readings from the middle of a tornado. And that's what the theory of the movie was. And they did. They got out, got in front of it, got in the damage path, and waited for it to hit them. So, yes, Twister is, they're kind of telling you through the movies, all right? They're kind of hinting at you the best they can without spilling all the beans, you know what I'm saying? What to prepare for, what to look out for, and we're going to start seeing new classes of tornadoes, you guys. The one that hit Houston, if there was another one back here, the whole storm was half of a couplet. There was another half of the inflow couplet up above it, and it was separated, really thin, narrow margin. If that upper storm had collided, the upper part of the couplet had collided with the main part of the storm down below, you would have seen a tornado probably as wide as Houston, and not just straight line winds. It would have been a tornado that 15 miles wide, 200-mile-an-hour winds, just something that's off the hook. Imagine, let me pull this up again. Oh, where was that? Help me. It's max velocity. Yeah, let me go here real quick. I want to show you this signature that was happening just outside of Houston right before our impact. This one, a good storm guy to go take some, not lessons, but he's good. He does storm reporting and stuff as well. Max velocity. Ryan Hall's not there all the time. This dude does very similar work. He just got a different style is all. Now, I'm trying to get to the storm over Houston. It was a live stream, and it was... Yep, that one's right there. All right, I want to explain something to you guys because this is, kind of important. And we will wait for an ad. Please, Jesus, help this computer. All right, just a second. We're pulling up this destructive storm that hit Houston. I'm trying to show you something very important, and that's why it's not working here. Refresh or something. All meteorologists shut me down after I tried to write the scripture about the flying tornado roll. Woe to them. Not everybody listens, Olivia. I know. I see your comments a lot, sweetie. And bless you. All right, come on. Here we go. All right, forgive me, Max, for using this, but boom. I need to freeze right there. Do you guys know what a velocity couplet is? The inbound winds versus the outbound winds, right? The red side and the blue side. Okay. This is the storm. This is your sphere right here. You can see the freaking tail coming out of there, all right? It's going down towards Houston, right? You can see this thing's driving in. This is air that's trying to get out of the way because this is coming in. If this had wrapped around a little bit more and a couplet formed right in the middle, you would have a tornado this big around. Do you see what I'm saying now? Everybody's looking at this big old storm front. They didn't see the wind in the opposite direction here. If that had come together, I saw that coming together, and I hit my knees. Lord, please have mercy on Houston. I'm over here jumping up and down on his chat, trying to get his attention, going, hey, get those people out of there, or send some kind of warning. And you can see here's their regular tornado warning or whatever, but they didn't. This is just a staging right before it. Where's the couplet? When it really gets very, very close. Let's can you see what I'm talking about? All this right here, if this hadn't come in there and split it apart, all that would have turned into one big rotation. See this round curvature storm front? See this? That's the front edge of the sphere, right? This thing came out of nowhere and broke up this big old tornado. And it just turned into 100-mile-an-hour windbag. I'm like, Lord, please save him. Something, anything. And this little spear came in. And you can see the blue and red would have been up here finishing off our big couplet, except the green came in and broke it up. Yes, it is battle. It's spiritual warfare in the weather realm, if you can imagine that. And you're looking at it right there. That could have been so much worse. And I'm glad it didn't happen, because look here. You see this couplet really trying. It's trying, but this green barrier came in and stopped it from hooking up. That was a close call right there. And to tell you the truth, they escaped. They got lucky. It could have been. And then what we're going to see here in the future is what I'm trying to tell you is we're going to see massive. This is going to hook up one of these times. All right. And we're going to see a storm turn into something just off the hook. Like that. All right. Imagine if this part hadn't come in there and this whole couplet had become one big vortex heading towards Houston and just ripping everything up as it goes. Very important that we watch and know that these spheres can come in, disrupt things, as well as control things. So and look, he's circling this area right here too on his little display when he was talking about this area right here. And here he's talking about, you see this area? If these two join right there, right up here, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So even though they got some damage, they dodged a bomb. That's what they dodged. Not a bullet. They dodged a bomb. And that's going to be a new weather effect probably coming up here soon. And Well, if you guys been listening to Mike from around the world, he's been trying to drop as many hints as he can. And if you listen closely, he says, I can't talk about it until somebody else puts it out there, right? Until somebody else puts it out there. So I put it out there. Now he can talk more about it. Okay. It's not like I own the rights to it, but I think it's more like, well, out of respect. Now let's get our spiritual report going here, and we'll just do a quick reading. Not quick. I got some more stuff for you guys. So go get your snacks, get curled up, do your thing, get in position, take some deep breaths. I need to too. Gotta get ready for this next battle again, dude. Constant. Okay. There's your foundation, your rock, your joy, right there, your peace, your courage, everything. Look at that for a minute and get caught up in it. You know, like you're caught up in a good book, caught up in a good movie. What? This is true. This is a true story. This isn't Hollywood. This is a true story. That's what makes it so enthralling. And this guy I know, Brian Knight, actually captured this real event on Easter. Amazing stuff. All right, so there's that. Some of the other ones. I'm trying to stay away from some of the other weird images. Keep it kind of on the mellow side tonight. I would love to have my page back. I think we're having a little issues with the internet too, maybe. All right, so I wanted to pull up this one. Very important you guys understand this one. We got our regulars here. They all understand how we got to this point right here, right? You guys all understand how we got to this point right here?
Oops. Back up after kneeling down.
Yeah, we clicked on YouTube and got an ad. We got that point.
The multifunction.
All right. Radiating out. All right. So now these clouds start making my face here in the sky. All right. And I'm like, what's that about? It's kind of odd. You know, I'm used to picking up these other faces and stuff. So now it's making my face in the sky. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It wasn't until later I examined it a little closer that we have our Savior, Jesus, here in the background, pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart. And what comes out of the heart? Love. So these rays of love, light, whatever, come out of his heart and form my face wearing a crown in the clouds. So now we got my face in the clouds with a crown. And then a few weeks later on Easter, my face shows up again. Really? I just pulled this up so I could click back and forth between two pages. Thank you. And then my face shows up again in the clouds with the crown again on Easter. Okay, so you are looking at me in the clouds. All right, you're caught up with me in the clouds. This is me in the clouds right here, and you're fascinated by it. You're kind of caught up by this stuff. And the best part about this is these are real images, you guys. 1000% real. It's important you understand that because you can take peace and solace in these images, knowing that is real. All right. I think we might just leave it right there for a second. Do you see the lion face at the front of the cloud? I've seen a lot in this one. I think I know what you're talking about, but what I like is when you guys see stuff on your own that I haven't pointed out. That solidifies to you. Wait a second, I'm seeing something else in there that he didn't point out. It's real. Okay, you're seeing. That's why I don't point out every single thing. I'm going to see what you guys notice as well. All right, so it's good that you're seeing other stuff. And, I don't get to see all of it. I haven't had time to go through all this stuff. I am so busy. My battle rages daily. You guys have lives, Some of you have kids. You understand what it's like. And speaking of which, my youngest just turned 18 and is now a man. And I have successfully raised 2 young men. So, thankful for that. Yeah. Yeah, look at that for a second. Doesn't that kind of bring you peace a little bit? Huh? We look at all this disturbing stuff. We see reality, and it's disturbing. So you need to understand it's only part of the process. It's not disturbing. It's actually signs of your victory. So it's all a matter of perspective. A lot of people say that some of the stuff I show would be fear-mongering. No, not trying to make you scared. I'm showing you the world is a scary place, yet there is a place of peace. When you look at that and you see my face, I am the Lord of Peace, the only source of genuine peace. I give you this gift not as something separate from myself, but as part of who I am. I like to give people gifts, okay? Real ones. And this is a real gift, okay? I give it away free because I know what it does for your spirit. It's priceless. You can't make money off of this. It's priceless. Okay? I am the Lord of Peace. I am the only source of peace. I give you this gift of peace, not as something separate from myself, but a part of who I am. I'm a peaceful kind of guy. Okay? Now, you can't just grab this blessing while on the run. You need to set aside time for focusing on me and enjoying my presence. You live in the midst of an intense spiritual warfare. And my peace is an essential part of your armor. You guys put on the armor of God? Well, an essential part of your armor is peace. Okay? You can't just grab it when you're on the run, can you? Because you're busy running. You're occupied, your mind's racing. You're not going to find peace while on the run. You need to set aside time for focusing on me and enjoying my presence, not fearing my presence or getting anxious at my presence. Enjoy these moments that we have together, okay? We're getting to know each other. You're getting to know me a little better. I'm a stranger to you, so you need to get to know me a little better. Now, you can see we're in this intense spiritual warfare, and it's intense. Each day, we're trying to rescue the day. Something bad has happened, and you're trying to salvage the second half, or maybe the next 5 minutes of your day. But we are in the we're in the salvage business. So your day is going to be your battlefield, and you're going to have to be in the salvage business of recouping your day, regaining composure, and moving forward. Regardless, just moving forward. Pull up your bootstraps and keep marching. Okay? And when you have the ability to do that, you actually have peace. Nothing phases you. Okay? And I give you that gift that you will be able to pull up your bootstraps in the middle of all this and still find peace. Okay? And you can't grab it when it's on the run. You have to set aside time. That peace is an essential part of your armor. Remember that. You're going to get all wound up tomorrow. Remember, your peace is an essential part. Fourth gear, shoot, I downshifted into third gear just for the peace of it. Okay? So, that peace is one of the most essential parts of your armor, and to stay on your feet during battle, you must wear sturdy combat boots, which I was just telling you is your peace. So your sturdy combat boots are the gospel of peace. Sound weird? Your combat boots are gospel of peace. And when you understand that, this is good news, okay? It's good news, and it assures you that I do indeed love you, and I am indeed for you, okay? And we're talking about followers and leaders yesterday. This guy proclaimed, hey, I'm a leader. Well, you can't go proclaiming you're a leader. It's just a person that has other people that follow them. They don't go out seeking to be a leader. They just do what they do. Other people are attracted by that and follow them, much like you guys follow my channel or follow Dutch Sense or follow somebody on Facebook. You're a follower. And many of my followers forfeit peace because they think I'm always scrutinizing them. Do you understand me? You guys give up your peace all the time because you think I'm scrutinizing you through critical eyes. It's totally the opposite. On the contrary, I gaze at you through eyes of perfect love, of forgiveness, all right? So instead of punishing yourself when you failed, remember that my death on the cross covers all of your sins, and I love you with unfailing love, simply because you're mine. I paid a price for you, okay? And I love you with unfailing love. Now rejoice that this gospel of peace, your combat boots, rejoice that you got them, and that they're yours to enjoy at all times in every way or every situation, okay? Don't let them steal your peace. It's very vital to your mental health. It's your essential part of your armor because you are indeed in intense spiritual warfare. Oh Lord, what's the other one we're going to do tonight? Oh my goodness. One of the best things ever happened to me today. I ran into a friend who gave me 5 minutes of their time and actually saw this and heard the code in the music. This person heard the code. I explained the code. We picked out their favorite song and we enjoyed the code together. And she saw me in the clouds, heard me in the music. Finally, I was able to share this wonderful gift with somebody today. Because I haven't been, just you guys, but this was a person face to face who was looking at me, who knew me already, and went, oh my goodness, wait a second, and connected the dots, heard it in the music, looked over me, and I told you, it's in the music. Pick out another song. Oh, there it was again. That's when it really confirmed, and she smiled at me. I'm like, yeah, this whole time. And she got a big old smile on her face at this very moment. Her life has changed now. And the whole time I was her friend, she never even knew. So she gave me 5 minutes of her time, and I gave her this gift. Just real quick, we're talking, you're on this path with me now. We're journeying on this path together now. And as you journey through life with me, I want you to see this. I want you to see these images. Okay, it's very important. I keep playing these things for a reason. Now, while you're journeying through life with me, like in this very moment, live on YouTube, I want you to look up and see the hope of heaven shining on your path. You have hope now. I want you to see the hope of heaven now shining on your path, and it's really lighting up your perspective. Not lighting up the path, it's lighting up your perspective, isn't it? So, journey with me through life. See the hope of heaven now shining on your path, and let it light up your perspective. That's your rapture inside, this new feeling now that you know your faith is complete. You now know. It lights up your perspective. You see the hope of heaven. It brings you peace. And just real quick, while we're right on that, and I'm lighting up your perspective, remember, you are one of my chosen people. Okay? You are a chosen person belonging to me. I called you out of darkness into my wonderful light, didn't I? Before you saw this channel and you knew this was, you had faith, but there was no proof. It was just faith. Now your faith is complete into knowledge now. So you have been called out of darkness, right? So that means if you've been called out of the regular world to this channel, if you've been called out of the regular news cycle and the regular world to this channel, you have been called out of darkness into my wonderful channel, my wonderful light. You are chosen people. Look at yourself that way. You're chosen. When they talk about the chosen one, check yourself off. You're one of the chosen ones. Because I chose you. I called you out of darkness into my wonderful light. So savor these riches. Savor these concepts. I choose you before the creation of the world. So nothing can separate you from me. All right? Now, be still in my presence and wait patiently for me to act. Spending quality time with me is so good for you. That's why you guys are sticking out to the end of the show, because this is so good for you. And if you you can go back to another show and hit the tail end, and just for this part of the show. Okay? But take a deep breath. You're journeying with me. You're receiving my peace that transcends your circumstances. Take a deep breath. Be still in my presence. Wait patiently for me to act. While we're doing that, we're spending this quality time together, aren't we? See, it's that spending of quality time with me that's good for you. You're getting to know me. We're building a relationship, aren't we? See, that's what it is. It's not religion, it's a relationship. You're getting to know me. And I rejoice when you do that. I rejoice when you want to get to know me. I'm not that bad of a guy. I've been finding all kinds of wonderful things and showing them to you, right? So when you guys just take a few minutes to indulge all my hard work, I rejoice, okay? So when you push back all this shit that's clamoring for your attention, I rejoice. I rejoice when you push back the many things that are clamoring for your attention and you focus wholeheartedly on me. Now, I know how hard it is for you to sit quietly with me, and I don't expect perfection from you. Remember, progress, not perfection. I don't expect perfection from you, but when you work with me, together we make perfection, don't we? So, I know it's hard to sit quietly, find that peace, to be still in my presence. I know it's not easy. But when you do, you find your peace. You find something. And remember, if you're not finding it right away, I don't expect perfection from you. It's progress. Now, instead, really, I treasure your persistence in seeking my face, in seeking my channel, in seeking me. All right? Listening to me, understanding these concepts. I love that when you focus wholeheartedly on me. It was good for you. It's not to boost my ego. I'm just a humble guy. It's for your mental health. So, I treasure your persistence in seeking me. My loving approval shines back on you as you seek me with all your heart. Let's go right there. Repeat that again. My loving approval, okay? Not hatred, not criticizing, not judging. My loving approval shines on you as you seek me with all your heart. Understand? Oh, people got it. All right. Now, when you see me smiling on you and you understand that I approve of you, that I love you, that my loving approval does indeed shine on you, not everybody, but you, because you seek me with all your heart. You trust me. This intimate connection now that we've built between us helps you wait trustingly for me to act now, doesn't it? Now you can wait a little more patiently because you see what's going on. And in the meantime, while we're waiting patiently, you've just met this stranger in the bus station kind of effect. And we're making this intimate connection between us, aren't we? And it's this intimate connection between us that helps you wait trustingly for me to act. Okay. Now, don't worry about the evil people who prosper or fret about their wicked schemes. Trust that I am still in control and that justice will ultimately prevail. Okay, I know a lot of you are tripping about what's going on with these criminals. Justice will prevail. They don't know that. You do. So maybe when you see something on the news, instead of getting upset, you're going to be like, oh, that guy had no idea what's coming to him. Ooh. And then you pray for him. I know it's hard to pray for your enemy, but you got to. Because once you pray for them and they actually become your friend, what happens? Uh-oh, they're not an enemy anymore when they're your friend, huh? Well, you won't be going to war and fighting them because they'd be your friend then. Oh dear, we could solve all these problems by being friends, huh? Well, let's keep trying, folks. When you see that stuff, don't worry about those evil people who prosper, and don't worry about their wicked schemes. I'm still in control, and just remember, justice will ultimately prevail. I will judge the world in righteousness. Okay? When I have all this stuff happening to me and people don't believe me, and it's the truth, that kind of makes me righteous. I have that righteousness, and I will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples in my truth. See my truth right there? And the peoples in my truth. You are the peoples that are in my truth, right? So I will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples in my truth. Okay? That means you guys you don't get the judgments. You're already righteous. You're in my truth. You're the peoples that are in my truth. All right? Hopefully you guys understand that. Meanwhile, while we're doing this, I want you to look for ways to advance my kingdom in this world. And that means keep your eyes on me as you go through the day and be willing to follow wherever I lead. Don't be overcome or discouraged by the evil you see around you, but overcome that evil with good. Sound familiar? These are real concepts. They really work. They make you happy in life. You will be able to be still in my presence when you practice these things. So do not be overcome or discouraged by evil, but overcome evil with good. Be still in my presence. Wait patiently for me to act. Don't worry about the evil people who prosper or fret about their wicked schemes, okay? That's part of the process. They make you tougher and stronger. In reality, you are a warrior who's up against the entire world, aren't you? I mean, the media doesn't, you got the media against you, you got governments against you, you got crime against you, you got drugs against you, you got police against you, you got the media against you, you got your own family against you. Huh? You're one man warrior, one woman warrior too. You got the whole world against you, and all these witnesses up in the clouds are watching you. They're watching you as like a real life actor in a real action movie. So are you going to be that actor? Are you going to be the star of the movie and do your part in that, right? Are you gonna be able to make it through each day and salvage it and not be overcome or discouraged by evil, but have learned your tools now to overcome the evil and salvage your day with good? Okay. Now, when you look at that, I want you to understand that I am the rock that is higher than you and your circumstances. I am your rock. Influence on the word your. I am yours. I am your rock in whom you can take refuge. You can find peace. You can find courage. You can be still in my presence. I'm the foundation. I am that rock that is higher than you and your circumstances. I am your rock in whom you can take refuge now, anytime or any place, any circumstances, anything. Okay? So, when you're finding that, problems, come to me, beloved, and rest in the peace of my presence. Take a break from trying to figure everything out. Admit that many things are beyond your understanding and your control. My ways and thoughts are higher than yours, and as the heavens are higher than the earth. Now, you have to admit that many things are beyond your understanding and your control. All right, right here, hold that thought. Several times a day, I have to, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. All right, I keep it short and sweet because sometimes it's just that. It's the problem is something I can't change, and God, grant me the serenity. Please grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Now, a lot of you know there's more to that. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Courage, God, grant me the courage to change the things I can. Okay, what does that mean? Well, there's only one thing you can change in this world. Much of this world, pretty much all of it, you can't change. But there is one thing that you can change. And I'll give you guys just a second to see if you can figure out what that one thing is that you can change. So God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. Well, the only thing you can change is yourself. So your courage to change yourself. All right. Accept you can't change things that are out of your control. Admit that the only thing that you can control is yourself. See it? Hopefully you do. Now, when I repeat this, it'll make more sense. Admit that things are out of your control, that are beyond your understanding. When you admit that, you relinquish control. You realize that, okay, it's it relieves that stress that everybody's like a control freak. You got to have control of this, control of that, and when you don't, it bugs you. So when I get bugged, I say, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change or control. Hello. Then, if it's for a certain somebody, well, God, grant me the courage to change the things I can, like myself. Okay. And we keep moving forward. Now, as you look around and you're looking at this world now through these new eyes, you're kind of seeing things. You see that the world around you looks confusing and evil appears to be winning. But remember this, I am the light that keeps on shining in all situations. Shine brightest in the darkness. So the light always overcomes darkness whenever these two opposites meet face to face. And since you are my follower, you're here watching this, right? You subscribe, you come to the show, that makes you a follower. I'm not leading. You willingly just come here, right? So I don't proclaim to be a leader, but since you are my follower, I want you to shine brightly in this troubled world. I want you to whisper my name, sing songs of praise. Singing songs of praise That means learning the code and finding it in your favorite song and singing the code out loud in your song and enjoying it. That's singing praises to me. And you'll enjoy your music 5 times more. Oh, stacks and notes and notes and notes and notes. Where were we? Okay, so again, the light can always overcome the darkness. That's why my avatar is a moon. Did you ever notice that? Did you ever notice that the avatar on my channel is a big old moon? Well, never mind. It's right down there and you can see it. And the moon does what? Oh, yeah, it brings light in the middle of the night, right? It brings light in the darkness. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, you guys enjoying the show? You are a follower, and I want you to shine brightly in this troubled world. Whisper my name, sing songs of praise, learn the code, tell others of their good tidings and of great joy. Tell them that the Savior is here, that it's real. Tell them that I am the Savior who is Christ the Lord. I am also the one who is with you continually. So keep looking to me, and my presence will illuminate your path now. You've already been experiencing that. My presence illuminating your path now. You're every day since you've been doing this with me has been illuminated now, huh? Your day is much different than you used to. Okay, is this a closing material? I had other one. Oh, barely. Yeah, that'll be the end of that lesson or lesson type thing. You guys are awesome. I love you. Put up with me. Now, keep looking to me, and my presence does illuminate your path. Now, when I entered your world as the God man, I came to that which was my own. Okay, that's you guys. Everything belongs to me, and most people think their possessions are their own. But the truth is, you and everything you possess belong to me. And though you may feel isolated and alone at times, this is only an illusion too. I bought you at an astronomical price. So, unfortunately, you are mine. You're stuck with me. You're my treasure. I treasure you guys, okay? I paid this colossal price. This colossal price that I did pay shows how precious you are to me. Do you understand? That sacrifice should show you how precious you are to me, okay? Now, when you ponder this powerful truth, whenever you start to doubt your worth, okay, you need to do that. You need to, when you're starting to doubt your worth, oh, poor me, getting the pity potty, and we all do that. It's okay. I know. Been there, done that. But remember, you're a child of God now. There is no more pity party. You're a spiritual warrior. So when something drags you down, you grab your bootstraps, pull them back up. Okay, we're in the salvage business. We're gonna salvage this day or this moment. Sometimes it happens multiple times a day. You salvage it, just something else hops right in there. You got to salvage that one too. So you need to ponder this powerful truth whenever you start to doubt your worth. You are indeed my cherished one, saved by grace through faith in me, which would make me your Savior, huh? If you're doing that, if you're saved by grace through faith in me, well, that makes me your Savior. And because you are precious to me, I want you to take good care of yourself, both spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Make time for pondering scripture in your mind and heart, and protect yourself both emotionally and physically from those who would take advantage of you. Okay? There are people that take advantage of you, and it's okay to protect yourself from both emotionally and physically from those who would take advantage of you. Okay? You don't have to always turn your cheek, but it's okay to protect yourself physically and emotionally from those who would seek to take advantage of you. Now, remember that your body is the Holy Spirit's temple. Okay? The Holy Spirit, your consciousness, that's your consciousness, okay? The Holy Spirit is your awareness, your consciousness, your senses. Are you even conscious? Because most of this world isn't. They think they are. So, your body is your consciousness is the temple, all right? The meat suit holds that consciousness in there. Your body is the Holy Spirit's temple. That's where your consciousness resides, in this meat suit. I also want you now to help others discover the glorious good news, the free gift of eternal life for all who believe in me, and for all who believe me. Not only believe in me, but it's important to believe me, because the moment you do believe me, something magical happens in your life. You realize, holy, I'm really listening. Is this really happening? Yep. And you are the truly blessed. Yeah, that's a whole nother lesson. That's a different even dimension. We can't go there yet. All right. I think that might wrap it up for the show. We did reading, we did notes. You guys are so patient. What are you guys chatting about in there? Much love. Okay. Oh, thank you, Olivia. Thank you, Surfer Girl. Michelle, Olivia, a few people here, just regulars kind of chatting. Cindy, thank you, Cindy, for being here. Eric, thank you for being here. Yeah, Marie, that's a new one. Hello, Marie, welcome. Evo, there's a new one. It was yes, it was that hot. It glitched the radar. That's right. All right. I love you guys. You're awesome. You're having a good time at this channel, chatting with each other too. That's perfect. Because that's what it's about, is fellowship too. You know, church was supposed to be a place of fellowship where you were among other Christians and you could talk about these things, right? And we could enjoy each other's company. Well, since that's kind of lost these days, we just have to do it online, all right? You just have to get caught up with me in the clouds, and we'll meet in the air of cyberspace. How about that? And if you're doing that, that means you're technically raptured, I guess, since that word's not in the Bible. And everybody is so looking for the rapture. Here, the rapture's happening. It's happening all around you. Don't miss out on it. Well, even though it didn't turn out the way Hollywood wanted, at least you folks here at this channel did not miss out on, quote, the rapture. You are caught up with me in the clouds, meeting me in the air of cyberspace. Okay. What was the other part? Oh, we'll get there another time. I think that's it for now. I'm gonna go because it's getting late and I gotta try to get some rest before tomorrow's battle. Okay. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. Look up. You might see me coming in the clouds with power and great glory. Okay? It's not like some dude levitating in the air with white robe and lights shining behind him and the wind blowing his hair like in Hollywood. No. Look up. You'll see me coming in the clouds with power and great authority. When you see me coming in the clouds, you will be caught up with me in the clouds, meaning me in the air of cyberspace, making you raptured, blessed, compared to other people in society, huh? That's your rapture. You're truly, really, truly blessed. And I'm going to take you on to victory too, baby. So get ready for that too. All right? That's it for now. I love you all. God bless you all. And until my next show, I will be back. I'm already back. You should be able to tell. And until my next show, bye. Love you all.